I have struggled with social anxiety since around seven. I remember the time. It's like a the summer between sixth grade and seventh grade is when my social anxiety went through the roof. In the early days, in the sixth grade days, it was there, but it was not bad. I still could talk to people. I still could do normal things. It wasn't a burden. But in seventh grade, that transition right there, my social anxiety went through the roof. And I was in a phase. I was sort of in a way that I did not care. And I started to not care about my teeth. I started to become sort of indifferent. I guess I didn't care about my teeth. I didn't care about my hair. I didn't care about my face routine. I didn't care about taking care of myself. I just didn't really care. And I still had social, bro. It was through the roof. It was, man, it's kind of hard to explain this. It would, bro, I would get so red around females, and I was so socially anxious. People knew that, and I guess I'll sort of get played around with. But the, but through that seventh grade time period, when it came to talking to females, every single female that I talked to legitimately view them as sort of a friend. Those females, all I have with every single female I legitimately talked to, I did not care. My social anxiety was not there, and those females ended up liking me. But it it's still around the same. Okay, I of course I'm comfortable talking with my friend group. Comfortable talking with my circle of friends. But what came to meeting people, when it came to speaking up, bro, terrible, terrible. I can't order my food at a restaurant. I remember so hard I would blank out especially when it came to ordering, bro. I couldn't order food. I was scared to order food. I always ask my brother to order it for me. Always avoiding social situations. Um, and I'm kind of gonna jump, bro. My social anxiety was so bad at the doctor's. My blood pressure was like 170, high blood pressure, because I was so socially anxious. I had to go to the cardiologist. I had to get my heart checked out, and it was okay. I just couldn't calm down. I was so anxious. And it was in the lockdown, when everything got shut down. I was one of those kids who was excited to stay home all day, not going to school, not socializing. Will always be excited when there was no school, because I didn't want to socialize. And sorry for me, bro. I am recording in an uncomfortable situation right now, where my social anxiety is kicking in right now. So going back to bro, I had when I used to pull up the basketball practice during the lockdown, bro, my heartbeat was racing so much just going to the school, going to these going to these practices because I was so anxious. Again, I was one of those guys who were excited that I didn't have to go to school no more. That especially in person. Especially in person. But a thing is, that thing is, and sort of just going back to just in general, just the area. So like it's like 11th grade through through 7th grade. I mean, even still now a little bit. I still ask people to do stuff. I still ask my brothers sometimes, hey, can you go ask this guy who uses equipment instead of me doing it? I still find ways to escape me having to socialize, me asking other people to socialize for me. Because I am so scared. Because I am anxious about rejection. It's rejection that is the biggest thing that's been holding me down. And I was that person who liked the girl for the whole year, didn't say nothing. I liked the girl for the whole year and didn't say one word. Every single year. But my 12th grade year, this is pretty hard video to record. I really think about deleting this video, but it shows I am not. I'm having to keep on pausing. I don't want to show you the parts of me. Just the parts where I pause the video is just me walking around thinking, trying to overcome this fear. But basically through 7th through 11th, it was pretty bad. 12th grade, it was still bad. My last year, it was still bad, but it was better. It was much better than it was 11th through 7th. I still got super anxious, super nervous at the doctor. 12th grade, even this year, last year, this year. No, actually November of last year. Still, and that's the first time I ever I had to try over 4 times for my blood pressure to calm down and for me to become calm in the doctor's office. 4 times. I had to go there twice to check out my heart to make sure I didn't have no problems with my heart, and there weren't. It was because I was so anxious, so scared. And over the last 2 months, the last 2 months, I have started to see improvement, legitimately improvement, because prior to the last 2 months, I wasn't getting myself in social situation. I was in a mud mode, sigma mode, not doing anything, and just avoiding all social connections. I was the type of guy who got the, bro, will be super sweaty right here. I have to take multiple pees. I have to go pee random times because I was so nervous. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try to explain. I know I haven't mastered this. I know I haven't completely overcome this. I'm probably only like 60%. 60%. I have got over the big hump, the big part, the most struggling part. I'm gonna go over 4 books that really that ultimately did help me. There's one particularly book, and I also could say this other particularly book, so I'll go over them. This is a great book, but this book is not gonna help you overcome social anxiety. It's not. It teaches you skills, good social skills, how to, of course, what not to say, what to say, be interested in other people, enthusiasm, right? Caring about the other people, showing interest, saying their name, smiling. But this isn't gonna help you overcome your social anxiety issues. I thought it would, but it's not gonna really help you overcome those issues. This is gonna help you if you once you get over that hump, once you start getting more comfortable. This book will be great. This will be the perfect time to read this book. This book too, I thought it would help me overcome my social anxiety, but it really didn't. The main thing you can really take out this book is using positive self-talk to help you more push the wall. It's not long term. If you're saying this to be saying it, it's not good. It's not gonna help you out. It's gonna help you once you face the wall. It can help you push past the wall, but it's not a permanent thing. It's not a good way. It's not a good way to truly overcome and become less socially anxious. It is gonna help you it's like in a way a superior man. You're running. This kind of helps you run over the edge. Run, like, not embrace your fears. Like, you're sprinting through your fears. Like, you're not looking back. You're not embracing your fears. You're not embracing that fear itself. You're kind of like just sprinting through the fear. You're not acknowledging the fear. And the main thing it says in that book, you want to be on your edge. So you want, it's like, imagine like a ravine in Minecraft. You want to be on that edge of that ravine in Minecraft. Sometimes in Minecraft you just be running and you go over the edge and you go down. And when you kind of go over your edge, you're not really overcoming your fear. You're still gonna have fear of doing it next time. It was just a quick way to get through your fear. Right? So cause you're not gonna run through the ravine again in Minecraft. You're not gonna make that same mistake again. You're not gonna sprint through that like you're getting chased by someone's chasing you, or a player in your lobby is chasing you. You're not gonna go over that ravine again. You're gonna embrace that fear, and you're gonna build yourself an edge slowly over the ravine so you can get over to the ravine to the other side. And embrace the fear. Not sprinting through your fears. David Goggins' book really helped. you wanna read that book. If you suck at reading and self-improvement, if you not self if you suck at reading in journal, this is the perfect book to start off with. It takes discipline just to finish the book by itself. It takes discipline. Again, it takes discipline to finish the book in itself. The Audible version, people say to do the Audible version. It's the same thing as watching his motivational videos on YouTube. You don't do anything. You don't do action. The Audible is just the same exact things you hear in the Joe Rogan podcast. You're not gonna do anything. It's temporary motivation. If you read a book, it's way better reading the book than actually doing the Audible version. You're gonna take more action, and it's gonna improve your reading, and you get chances. I don't. It, this, how do I say this? That book really propelled myself into facing my fears. Really facing my fears and really taking action. That David Goggins book is really good if you read it. The audio version, it's not gonna really. It won't have the same effect as reading it, because it's just like the Joe Rogan podcast. You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do the action towards. You're not gonna really take it that serious. And I feel like there's more of a better effect when you read the book. I kind of suck at explaining that, but sorry about that. This is the #1 book right here. The Solo Art Not Giving the F. This book will help you realize values that you didn't know that were values. You want to read this book first, or the David Goggins book, but most importantly, this book. Then read How to Win Influence Psychological Selling. This book will help you realize so many things, so many values that you didn't know were values. How do I say this? There was a female back in high school I liked for a year. And one of my values is I had to get more followers. Then I had to get 10K followers before I go ahead and message her. Bro, I was hiding. That value was hiding away from my fears. So what did I do? I took away that value. I messaged her, bro. I was so interested, bro. I am so anxious messaging through Instagram, through messages. Bro, that's how bad my social anxiety is. I am afraid to message through messages, and that was one of my most socially anxious values right there. Is I had to have status before I messaged her. And it was difficult. It took, bro. As soon as I sent the message, I turned off my phone because I did not want to look back. It was a couple struggle 3 days. I struggled for 3 days trying to overcome that fear. These values sort of hide your fears, or they kind of cope with your fears. You have to find those values that shouldn't be values, that you really don't value, but you value. Other thing was entitlement. I realized I had entitlement. That I was special. No. It was the other way, that everyone else was special and I had some unique, like, bro. It's gonna be hard to explain. It's gonna be hard to say. I remember in my while I would be daydreaming, I will make some crazy like sad story in my head to tell people so I can feel important, bro. This is hard to say. I used to make like special reasons why I wasn't socializing. I used to make all these other like sad stories why I wasn't socializing. I'll visualize those in my head all the time. It sort of visualizing those to feel special, to feel important. What I basically do, I deep journaled. I journaled, and I kept. I found the values while I was valuing. And I realized I don't need to be valued, bro. It was a couple 4-hour sessions of me just thinking, long sessions. It's just me thinking, why am I making these sad? Why am I making these stories up? I was valuing appreciation, importance. That yes, it's good that everyone wants to feel important, but I was kind of wanting a victim type of importance. Like I was the victim. It was a victim mentality that I had throughout my whole high school, bro. I realized so much things through that book helped me realize so many problems I had. So many vows, the victim mentality, the entitlement that I had inside my head. So the main thing you want to do, what eventually kind of helped me out and what put me in a better direction, what eventually got me over the hump, is you have to be in more social situations. So if it's the gym, playing out in parks, communicating with friends, uploading on YouTube, uploading on social media, doing videos in uncomfortable spaces. And applying the things in those books, you could, yes, apply those things into you social. You have to be in social areas more. That is the way. You can't overcome social anxiety being inside in your house on the computer. You can't. Behind the phone, you can't. There's no way. And yes, you could do small little things, like, of course, you could talk on Discord servers, phone calls. But and sending messages through Instagram, especially females you liked or you didn't talk to for the whole year. If you could find their Instagram, message them. No, honestly, I'm not gonna play around. I'm not gonna. Messaging through Instagram was harder than me meeting people in public, in gyms, getting people's names. Me messaging that female through Instagram was way harder. And the thing with social anxiety is, am I comfortable talking to females? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I still struggle to talk on Zoom calls sometimes. I still, not saying sometimes, I do. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I still do. But for me, it's easier for me to go get a person's name inside the gym through basketball, especially through areas I am comfortable in, like in basketball courts. I can go dap up a guy, go get his name, play a game with him, get his name. That's pretty easy because I'm comfortable in that situation. Really, really comfortable in that situation. But when it comes to be more out, like in like weight room areas, public parks, way, way harder. So basically, the biggest thing, if you want to continue to just overcome social anxiety, you have to be put in uncomfortable situations. You have to face your fears, and you have to figure out your values. Then you can read books on how to win friends and influence, then psychologically of selling. There is no video, no shortcut. I have watched so many videos on this. There is no secret answer. You have to be put in social situations. You have to be put out there in those environments, and constantly. And if you're reading these books, you're automatically gonna start improving. You're gonna start You're gonna start progressing, facing your fears in these environments. You're gonna start to become you're realizing stuff now. And you're going to become better in those environments. You just have to be constantly in those environments. And that is the only way to improve with it. If there's other ways you're socially scared, if it's recording outside, if it's talking in the Discord lobby, if it's sending messages, IG messages, messaging people, making more like cold calling and junk like that, you have to be put in those environments. You have to constantly be put in those environments, and that's the hardest thing. Is to push yourself in those environments. It's like with the gym. The hardest part in going to the gym is going to the gym, not actually doing the workout. Is you getting to the gym. For people who struggle with going to the gym, the hardest part is going to the gym. And for socially anxious people who have, a lot of people have, is the hardest part is getting inside those environments, and you constantly have to be put inside those environments to see legitimately improvement. There's no way around it. Is there anything else? And my final piece here is you have to stop watching Black Pill, Red Pill, The Hub, any insecure type grow taller content. You're gonna have to stop watching those. You have to stop watching those content. You can't be overindulging in self-improvement content, social anxiety content. You can't overindulge in that. It's gonna make you more anxious. It's gonna increase it. And those content, I'm telling you, when you're in that down period, when I was watching those certain types of when I was watching those content, it made it worse. It digged the hole more deeper. And that is not our goal. We don't want to dig that hole deeper. So if you're watching Black Pill, Red Pill, The Hub, grow taller content, you're overindulging self-improvement, social anxiety content, you're not taking action. The biggest thing to overcome social anxiety is to get in those uncomfortable situations and take action. It's not gonna be good the first time. It's not. You're overthinking it. The more you get put in that situation, the more you lean on that edge, the overthinking is gonna go away. You just constantly have to be put in that situation, and don't watch that type of content. Don't watch those. Don't overindulge in the self-improvement, the social anxiety content, and don't consume The Hub, Red Pill, Black Pill. grow taller content. Don't watch stuff that will increase your insecurities. Don't watch that. Once you start backing away from that content, you start watching less self-improvement content, less social anxiety content, then you start completely watching those other forms of content, you will see, you will feel automatically better. And once you start reading, I recommend reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F first, and David Goggins. And once you really get good at those books and start embracing your fears, start facing your fears, start being put in those environments again, leaning on your edge, then you start reading How One of Friends Influence Psychology is Selling, your social anxiety will become much more better. And it's gonna take time. It's not gonna go away in a month. Stop looking for the short answer. It's not gonna go away in a month. It's gonna take a couple years. Why? Because you're not gonna be comfortable getting put in that situation. Okay, if you're constantly in that position 24/7, you're gonna overcome it in 3 months. But you're not gonna be in that situation. You're not gonna be in that environment 24/7, because it's not gonna be comfortable at first. So take these steps to overcome your social anxiety. I still have it too. It's nowhere close to good. But we're on this journey together, and we will overcome it, and we will make it. We will become better socially and live with more of an open. You want to be more open, not closed. You don't want to be closed off. And we will overcome it. Be you, be free.